All right, folks. I'm back with my fourth candidate, and that's Mr. Essa Faal, independent. And like I wrote, Essa is in the completely unknown quantity to me. We crossed paths at the 6 over St. Augustine over 30 years ago. And, even back, it's a smart fellow. Even back then, he's a smart fellow. And, very educated, has a master's degree in law. And very successful professionally, not just in Gambia but on another stage. And also, okay, he's apparently a very good businessman. If we go by the information he supplied for his asset declaration, I mean, I'm in finance. I understand a little bit about how what normal growth, normal success looks like in business and what abnormal success looks like. As a success, if that's real, the numbers he gave, those are solid. That's extraordinary. That's really there's somebody who's really done wonderfully well. I mean, unless you dealing with stock market and you are lucky to ride a new wave, new technology, whatever, Facebook, Google, Tesla, Bitcoin, things like that. Unless you happen to make those things, I mean, it's like what Esa has done for himself in business is extraordinary. Okay, and that needs to be celebrated. Okay, so when I take the education, the experience, the administrative and the executive and all those things, the whole composite, those are wonderful. And yet I have my serious misgivings. And here's why. You see, the TRRC is the most important project that I've seen in Gambia in decades. Its importance cannot be overemphasized, and this is because the TRRC is set up to correct the madness that happened in the country for 22 years. For 22 years, we had somebody who was our head of state terrorize the citizens. You couldn't even complain about your own circumstances. If I'm feeling pain financially, I can't pay for my kids, I can't take care of my kids' schooling, I can't pay for their medical expenses and things like that. It was 6 years ago, that was a crime. If you complain about that, and a neighbor hears you, who happens to be a Java supporter, you could find yourself in jail or beaten and tortured for just saying that. So people were killed, people were raped, people were castrated, people were exiled, people were disappeared for just doing basic, normal human things. It's normal for human beings to complain about their circumstances. If their things are hard, it's normal for human beings to complain about that. That was criminalized. And many of things, and then there are things that really were given ethnic undertones that never had anything. Being an ethnicity was criminalized. All these crazy things happen. So the TRC is set up to fix this. And the process starts from the hiring their staff to submitting the final report and the recommendations to the president. That hasn't happened. The administrative head of the TRRC was the executive director, Baba Jallo, and the commission side is Dr. Lamin Sise, and the legal side is Essa Faal, and they had some more. They had the security component, they had the research unit, and that's how this was supposed to go. Well, what has happened? We are still waiting for the final report and the recommendation from the TRRC. The news that we were hearing the last, 5 weeks really is not pleasant. And this is completely avoidable. And part of that, the reason for that is because some of the key players in the TRRC, like Essa and Babagale, jumped ship. To do what? To pursue their personal ambition. Okay, so in my world, what I'm looking at, when I look at this, I say, what do I see? I see a group of people, or at least I see one person because Doctor, Bogali, you can say anything you want, but the ban, out of common sense or I don't know whatever something went wrong, but he never ran for the president, even though he did confirm that he was thinking about it. Well, the fact of the matter is, Essa has gone ahead to run for the presidency in July of all time. July, August, September are the wettest months in Gambia. Essa is from Gambia. Essa knows this. Everybody else who has any sense in Gambia knows this. You want to contest an election in December, the first week of December, and you declare for that office, for the presidency, in July. You know for the fact that 3 months are basically gone. You cannot campaign, you cannot travel around the country, because to go to most part of Gambia, even in the Congo area, even in the so-called urban and peri-urban areas, it's impossible to go to many places, because once it starts raining, erosion works on this, the streets are unpaved, and what happens? Either there are puddles of water in the middle of the road, or erosion, basically takes off the laterites that they have on some of the roads, and like most cars, especially the sedans, the small ones, cannot go through the streets in the Congo area. Everybody knows this. Essa knows this all. So how could somebody who is a Gambian, who is not a foreigner in Gambia, how could somebody in Gambia somehow think that they can campaign in the country only 2 months and become president? Why? That to me, I was like, okay, this guy is clearly is not a dumb person. He's a smart guy. So what happened? Ego? It's an ego. The ego is like Essa. Essa seems to have an ego the size of DRC. This is a problem. This is a problem. If you let your ego override your basic common sense and your intelligence, that's a problem. All right? And next I circle back again to the TRRC thing. This is a very important job. Essa lobbied for this job. Essa was given this job, the opportunity to serve his country like he has never done, or he would never probably have the chance to do it again. A job that's only, like I wrote this, a job that is only 99% complete. It's not complete. It's close to completion, but it's not complete. You see, if Essa himself awards a contract to build a house for him, a house completely. Here is 5 million. I need you to build me a duplex. That includes the roofing, the walls, the floor, the foundation, everything solid. Paint job, everything in. The lights, everything in. Paid for $5 million. That's it. If the contractor builds the entire house, does everything but the painting, Essa would not accept the job. He would not accept that. Why? Because the contractor did not complete the job that he hired him to do. Essa is the contractor. We Gambians are the employers. We employ Essa. We paid him the money to do our job for us. Essa left the job incomplete, and walked away because he's seen a job that we own that he wants. The one we gave you, my friend, you didn't do it. You didn't finish that one. Now you want us to give you something that's higher. Do you think we are stupid? Not all of us. There are clearly people there who are, but not all of us are. So with all, and saying this in the most, simple, basic way, it will be wrong. It will be improper to reward you with this job, Essa. If you have hard time seeing what is just basic common sense, from the time that you need to familiarize yourself with Gambia. I watched some videos and I don't just talk for the sake of talking. I went and I listened to your interview and I watched. Essa, for the first time you see in Gambia, for the first time, the real Gambia. Not my word, you said it yourself. So you're not familiar with the country. Why are you in such a hurry? Why are you in such a hurry? What's the fierce urgency of now? To quote Obama, to paraphrase from Obama's thing. Where's the fierce urgency for now? We don't have somebody raping our people every day. We don't have somebody torturing our people. Barrow is a damn fool, of course. He's corrupt as hell. But he's not killing people. There's no fierce urgency now. No. What's the worst case scenario? That could happen. Somebody else will take over from him. Essa comes back in 2026. Reasonable. He at least knows what he's talking about. Now you're not pretending. You go to Baribu, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're not, everything is explained to you. A boy banyan in Baribu, you talk like a boy banyan. With bullshit, a lot of the bullshit. And people can see through it. There's no authenticity there. That's somebody looking for a job. Never mind, he didn't do the right one. He didn't complete the right one, the first one we gave him. Now he wants us to give a bigger job on a national scale. And I see people touting around. I saw that Balde on Facebook, post this June or July, said, and I thought it was a joke. And I'm like, no, it's too smart. It's too smart for that. To what? Trump for president in July? I never thought you would do it, and yet you did. That tells me something about ego. I say, oh my goodness, you have an unhealthy dose of egos, Essa. You have an unhealthy dose of ego. This is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I know there are people who will hit the roof today, but hey, please go jump in the pool and cool yourself off. It doesn't bother me one bit. All right, it's wrong. And I know another thing I know for a fact is the ego class or the TRRC, and it's coming from Essa. Coming from Essa. Essa is in charge of legal department. Bagali is the administrative department head. Dr. Sita, the commissioner's thing. And then they have researchers and they have security people. Essa wasn't satisfied, wasn't content with just running the legal department. Essa wanted to tell the other departments how to do their job. Except for the commission, everyone he had an issue. Multiple times, Essa went to the Justice Ministry to complain about other heads of departments at the TRRC. And what the fun that struck me when I heard this thing, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, if in just 2 years, in less than 2 years, you clash in with all these departments because you don't like the way they're running their department, Essa, what do you think we're in for government people? If Essa clashes with all these people, at least multiple, at least 2 of them I confirm, clashing with them about how they need to do their job. And these are all solid professional people doing solid professional work. And Essa clashes with them only because Essa wants them to do things his way. Not the right way, but his way, the way he likes it. That's a problem. Essa is counsel. They call lawyers counsel. Why? Counsels like in what? Advisors. Another thing and again on this ego team, we've seen the Jana Commission. Surahari Jana was the chairman. You don't even have to watch the proceedings. If you watch their outings, each time they go outside, when they go, Bensouda was the counsel, the legal counsel, the legal advisor. When you watch the Jana Commission, you know exactly who's the boss there. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, mute the button, watch the TRS sitting, mute the button and see. You get a sense. You will actually think Essa is the chairman. Essa is the counsel, the advisor to the commissioners. But when the body language, the behavior, you think Essa is the chairman of the commission. This is somebody with a big ego. Okay, you see, when the TRRC went to the prisons, when the TRRC went to Jamus Place, the TRRC went to the Union Barracks, the legal advisor, the chairman is there of the commission. And you think the legal advisor is in charge of it. A friend of mine from Ghana came and we were watching one day, and he said that's the commission. It's very young. I said, no, he's not the commissioner. He's the legal. He said, so when he said, why the hell is he talking? I said, yeah, exactly. I said, why the hell is he talking? Why the hell is he the one talking, doing all the talking? The commissioner is there. The chairman of the commission is there. The chairman of the commission is there, but it's the legal advisor performing the role and the thing for the become the Essa became the face of the commission, not because he's chairman of the commission, but because he's an alpha male. He dominates. That's his thing of thing. Now that's okay as the TRRC, but is that good for the Gambia government? We have 15 departments, 15 ministries, 12 ministries, something like that. Is that a good thing? Is it a good thing to have? We already had one like that. He was corrupt. He was crazy. He wanted to micromanage everything. He was an alpha male. He didn't have much in the head, but he thought he was the best thing that Gambia has ever had. And we've seen the damage that person has done. Is this a good thing for Gambia? I don't think so. So yeah, when I look at this, I look at the TRRC thing. I know about this ego thing, trying to control all department heads, and I look at all this and I'm like, Essa, you're not ready for this job. I know Wabajul, they will not want to hear this, but hey, that's fine. All right. So that's my opinion, and I stand by it. I think it will be a mistake to vote for Essa. Now, unlike Moroccan, I will not burn my passport. If I will not burn my Gambian passport, Essa becomes the president of Gambia, because at least he's he's a decent fellow who knows what he's doing. He's educated and he's a solid fellow, but it's not right. It's not the right time, and he needs some attitude adjustment in order to be able to run the country effectively. I don't think Essa is that stage at this point. I think it's really, and even ethically, on the professional side, and the professions like Gambia, I don't know what I know for the fact in the state here, because I know I have a license, and it's one of the things. There's a requirement that I have to take. There's an ethics course that I have to take every year, no matter what. To renew my license, I have to take the course, ethical and ethics. Professional people are required to. There are things we cannot do. We cannot do it. It's just you can't do it. If you do it in trouble, in this country you get in trouble. And when you look at it, this is why the West is here, and we're in Africa down it. Because everything we say, excuse, no problem. Maslaha, it's wrong. It's wrong. There are things you cannot do. If I am part of an audit to, assess a company, an entity, and during that work, I happen to come into, I happen to access information that shows me that this CEO, actually, I could do a lot better job than this CEO. He's this and that and all of this, whatever. I am duty bound, okay? I am duty bound not only to keep quiet about those facts, but I cannot use that information to try to take the job of the CEO. It's basic ethics. It's in this country, this is how the West works. And and I hear people, we're not toward. It's of course we're not toward. So why the hell are we running to the workplace? Why? It's wrong. This should not happen. Essa knows this is wrong. He shouldn't have done it. Okay? The job is not complete. It's just wrong. Wrong time and wrong time. Totally wrong. It shouldn't. It's hard to be a government, but this is the truth. All right. So I'll leave it at that.